Collective, hello, welcome in. My name is Millie. This is the Ghost Bride Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're going to be doing a reading for the end of June and the beginning of July. The energy's been really intense lately, you guys. So I thought I would come in and see if we can shed some light on some of this stuff that's happening for you guys and hopefully give you some messages of hope to get through whatever's happening here. It does seem like things are quite intense. And coming into this reading line, I was a bit cranky, let's put it that way, shall we? So you may be feeling like under the pump, under the pressure at this given point in time, like things are just not like flowing in the way that you would like them to flow. Things may be like, the way that it's coming through is like you're constantly being interrupted, yeah? And even now with the filming, I apologize for the sound. There is a fucking lawnmower that just started next door right as I was about to start filming, and this is really the only time slot that I've got to film today. So you may be coming up against like spirit saying timing issues, and there may be a lack of time, or feeling like there's not enough hours in the day, or just feeling like there's constant interruptions and loud noises and things like that that are really starting to bother you. So I was shuffling the tea leaf oracle, just packing up the desk, and some cards fell out, and what the first two that I noticed was the June and July cards, right? And what came with them, right? So for June, June's got this beautiful, sorry about the lighting, I really don't know where to hold the cards so you guys can see. It's got this beautiful angel looking figure on it, and it kind of reminds me of the Temperance energy. So I do feel like things are going to be coming into balance, but it may take some time. It may take some work on your part. It may also take some patience, Spirit's saying. So let's see what else is coming through. So we got the funnel with period of frustration and lessons to be learned. So it does feel like, and Spirit's saying to me now the word bottleneck, it does feel like there's like some kind of, maybe an overload of some kind. I'm getting a phone call, excuse me. Then we got dagger, fear, worries, and tense situations. So that does seem to be like the collective energy at the moment. It seems like everyone's really going through quite a tough time at this point in time. So be really gentle with yourself, and particularly those around you as well, because everyone's kind of fighting their own personal battles. So yeah, there is something around like having compassion for oneself and also extending that compassion towards others as well. We've got fair woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with blonde, grey or white hair. And then we got box, you will receive a gift. And the way that this box actually looks like a jewelry box to me, or like it's kind of like a treasure chest kind of vibe. So I do feel like there is some like gift that's in amongst all of this for you guys, but it does feel like maybe there's like Spirit saying like a period of compression, like you feel really, really closed in, boxed in, like they're giving me a lot of words like that. Yeah, so this frustration, for most of you, it does feel like it comes from a lack of support or resources, or feeling like you have a lack of support or resources. So be really gentle with yourself as you're going through that. The way that Spirit's presenting it to me is like, yeah, get creative. Use your mind as the wonderful tool that it is to kind of shape this part of the journey, although it is hard and although it's like a lot of pressure on your back from what I can see. And for some of you, like this is like really, really a lot of pressure, like a lack of resources or a lack of housing or a lack of like the bare necessities and essentials that you need. Yeah. Spirit's saying that for those of you that are really, really feeling that pinch, there is a pivot point that's coming through. Yeah. This pivot point, this compression will only last for a certain amount of time. The way that Spirit presents it to me, especially when it's really, really tight and really tricky and things are really feeling like they're not moving, even like potentially feeling like they're moving backwards, the way that Spirit presents it to me is that perhaps this is a moment of like a slingshot where like you pull it back, and that band gets really taut, really tight, things are really, really tense, and then suddenly there's that release. Yeah, so I do feel like the release is important for you guys. Try to release in a way that's healthy and supportive of your journey. Yeah, try to, Spirit saying some of you may be having like little bursts of anger this month. So try to keep a lid on that in whatever way feels appropriate for you. Obviously don't disregard your emotions, but try not to let them take over in a sense that's unhealthy. try to lean on the support that's around you. What Spirit's saying as well about like this lack of support and this fear and worries and these tense situations, it may be that some of you need to reach out your hand for help. It may also be that some of you may need to change your perspective and just recognize what help is actually quite readily available to you. So there is something around like this period of frustration, perhaps even that in itself is the gift that's been gifted to you. Sometimes when we can overcome something really challenging, that can then feel like a gift once we get to the other side. For most of you and for the majority of you, it does feel like there's going to be some kind of added element, some kind of aid that comes to you. And for the majority of you, it feels like it comes from a fair woman. I will say that. And it does feel like it's something that you're not really expecting. So be gracious in accepting any help or gifts or anything that may come across your path, particularly those things that could potentially get you out of this period of frustration. Yeah, really listen to the lessons that are like the universe is trying to teach you at this given point in time, and like weather the storm in whatever way feels appropriate for you. But really, really, at all given times and at all points in our life, there is support. It's just up to us to like kind of recognize and identify what's healthy support and what's perhaps a hindrance. So it does feel like there's a bit of stuff like that coming through for everyone. And I'm getting a lot of stuff, right? So this card has been on my desk for like maybe 2 months. Sometimes they just sit there, yeah? So this new beginnings card was really speaking to me this morning as I came into this reading. And it does feel like for the majority of you, this new beginning will come in June or towards the end of June. For some of you, it's going to be like early July. Like I'm saying, like between the 1st and the 7th. Like this reading is very much time specific to where I'm when I'm filming it. Okay, that's weird because most of my readings are timeless. Spirit's never actually given me a time specific reading before. Not on the channel anyway. So let's work with that. So I am filming this if we want to do time specific. 26th of June at 12:10. So there may be something about that time. You guys should just set an alarm for 12:10. It could be AM or PM, either one of those, whichever one calls to you. I'll definitely set an alarm if you're looking for some kind of confirmation on this reading. Moving into July, it does feel like something enters that very much alleviates these internal feelings of tension and frustration. And Spirit saying perhaps some of you are even feeling like a little bit left out at the moment. So be really gentle with yourself if that's the case. And Spirit saying as well, some of you may be reassessing friendships that you've got or you've had, or relationships and dynamics that you've got, and you may be like trying to pull away or something like that. So that can be like, yeah, there's a lot here around like these tense situations and the fear and the worries. And then there's a lot coming through around like an added element that then helps you, yeah? Rather than having to like take things away, it does feel like it's something that comes in that is of assistance to you. Spirit saying meditation practices and listening to like frequency music will be helpful to you guys if you're really, really struggling. Particularly for those of you that are like having interrupted sleep or like oversleeping because of whatever's happening here, the mental strain, Spirit's saying. 432 hertz music is always a great place to start for anyone that's looking for some kind of like healing frequency. But then follow your heart, follow your soul, and see where you end up, because I do feel like there's a lot to be said for these kind of healing tones and things like that that can be really supportive without you even doing anything. You know, you can just put it on your phone and just have it playing in the background. I listen to a lot of frequency music in the shower or while I'm sleeping. So it can be something that's, very little effort to do and has like a really, really big effect on your entire body, your spiritual body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your physical body. So that is really important, Spirit saying. A lot of this stuff around the stress, it does feel like, these are things that perhaps some of you have been like avoiding dealing with for a little while, or perhaps you're just really overwhelmed. Like it's just maybe that time of year where there's a lot to do. It's tax time in Australia, things like that, where there may be like a lot of fear and a lot of worries, maybe about your money, maybe about your relationships, whatever this is for each of you guys. I do feel like with the funnel and the dagger, things are really tense, things are really tight. You may even be like feeling that pinch, Spirit saying again. So this transformational piece is coming through, and I keep seeing stuff around frogs. So if you're really feeling like the heat of this and like not loving life at the moment, keep your eye out for frogs, because they are going to be your little like confirmation that things are transforming. And it's like that whole piece around like being a land animal and also like a water. I don't know what the word is for that. Okay, moving into July, it does feel like things are going to alleviate in some way. So in July, it's got this beautiful wave coming through. So I do feel like there's going to be like a new day, like this new beginnings card is so large. But yeah, with this wave card, it's giving me like there's a lot of Japanese vibes around July. So we got the bow, which has like a Japanese looking hairstyle on it, and it says, "You are highly thought of, chair filled, someone new is entering your life," again with Japanese hairstyle. Then we have woman, dealings or relationship with a woman, Japanese hairstyle. Then we got desk, pay attention to your work, something about feathers. And then we got seahorse, family matters. So for those of you that are really struggling through some kind of family thing in like towards the end of June, I do feel like that's going to be alleviated very quickly. At the beginning of July, there is something around that period of like the 1st to the 7th of July. This reading may even be for that period now. So I am filming on the 26th, but you know, the whole psychic thing, it does seem to be predictive for the majority. The way that this is coming through for me, you guys, is to like really pay attention to the people and the opportunities that these people present to you, because it does feel like there is someone new or something new. It does feel like someone new that comes into your life. It could be someone that you already know that brings a new element to you. They bring some new piece of information to you, and this new piece of information does feel like it alleviates quite a bit of stress for you. Yeah, it could even be like the solution that you've been searching for, Spirit saying. So there is like really, really intense energy around this period of frustration, and perhaps like not shying away from how hard that is, like not denying to yourself how hard it is to get through each day or each moment or whatever's presenting as a challenge here for you. Definitely don't discredit how hard it is to overcome whatever you're going through. At the same time, it's like having compassion and an awareness for the struggle and the challenge that's presented. Be really optimistic. Yeah, like honestly, having a positive mindset is one of the most important things that you can cultivate as a human. It's definitely helpful, but it yields results. Thank you, Spirit. It yields fucking amazing results. So I would definitely recommend you guys to like try to put your head into a positive frame at any given point in time, and particularly when you're going through challenges, like ask yourself the hard questions. What can I learn from this? How is this my fault? How can I, do better in the future? Like there's a multitude of different questions that you can ask yourself as you're going through a really, really challenging time that can then be, the lesson that's a gift at the end of the day that you then take with you, and Spirit saying add to your arsenal as you journey through life. So there is something around like this Japanese hairstyle that's quite important for you guys. Pay attention. Like you may just see someone with a Japanese hairstyle, and that could be the day that things really pivot for you. There is a lot coming through around like I don't want to get into too many specifics, but there is something around like fatherly energy coming through that's quite important here with the seahorse. And the paying attention to your work and the family matters. It does feel like for some of you there might be a bit of a like an imbalance between the work life and the home life. Yeah, so you might be needing to like reevaluate or readjust that in some way. It does feel like this boxed in energy, like this feeling of constraint, confinement, constriction, all of these like really tight. Spirit is showing me now like a contortionist in a tiny little box. So for some of you, you feel like you are all like, it's confined. There's something you feel confined within, and it could be a lack of resources or a lack of support. Yeah, it could be a multitude of different things for you guys, but the way that this is coming through is like divine intervention is absolutely at play here. If you're going through something tough, remind yourself that you are a human here to experience the good, the bad, the ugly, the snotty, all the rest of it, and try to really gain the most that you can from each experience as it presents itself, because that is like the best thing that you can do for yourself and for those around you as you learn. There is a lot coming through here around like a woman. Yeah, so lean on the women in your life that can support you. Yeah, rely on those that you trust and learn from those that you admire, Spirit saying. So that's a really nice energy to put with that. I do want to pull let's pull some angel number messages for you guys, because it does feel like, honestly, the biggest thing that I'm getting for you guys is that you just need a message of hope. And that feeling of hope can really be like Spirit saying the boat that carries you across rough seas. So it does feel like things are really quite heavy and tumultuous for you guys at the moment. And it does feel like the pressure's on from what I can see. There is a lot coming through around like angelic support from your ancestors. Like there are thousands of grandmothers that came before you, and each and every one of them loves you. So lean back onto those grandmothers. There is a lot coming through around like, okay. So 77, it is time to move on from the old patterns, habits, and fears. Now is the time to walk in the direction of your biggest desires and ambitions. Now is the time to be bold and brave. Beautiful. And 0, there is no beginning and no end. All is infinite. It is time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new sight and understanding of both godly and earthly beings. I am limitless. That's like so cute for you guys. All right, one more. 13. You are a conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. I am confident. So there is like you guys needing to have a level of bravery and confidence in this next cycle. And it does feel like it all just stems from like a lack of self-belief, or like you may be having some feelings of self-doubt. So nurture yourself through those. Yeah, they will pass and you will feel a sense of confidence. But yeah, don't dismiss your feelings is what Spirit's saying. I would very much try to honor them in their entirety. That is the best way to move through them. Yeah. What else are we going to do for you guys? All right, so I may just pull from the Talisman Oracle and keep this one short for you guys that don't have a lot of time to sit around listening to me yappity yap. I will take this opportunity to thank all of you guys for your likes, shares, subscribes, all that jazz. I so appreciate it. I really, really do. It always gives me such a little thrill when I know that this stuff hits for you guys. It's like my greatest joy in life is working with Spirit. Something around like, so this boxed in, right? I can't get this book out of this box. There is something that you're like trying to pry open or like get done or release. Like there is this fucking really tight energy like I keep doing this with my hands today. All right, show me what I need to see for the collective here for this June-July period, please. Something around willpower coming up, and like there is a lot of strength that needs to be had in this cycle for you guys, particularly those of you that are really lacking resources and funds or like the support that you actually need. Spirit keeps going back to those bare necessities piece. So the change is coming, you guys. We have the chameleon. Beautiful. What else do I need to see? Okay, lovely. All right, so we got good luck with the ladybug and rebirth. Okay, you guys. So I'll read these out to you and I'll try and keep this video short. All right, change. New experiences will bring excitement to your life. You will be taking a risk or unknown step forward, but listen to your intuition and follow the process of change. The chameleon feels no need to rush. The best opportunities lie ahead waiting for you. Don't fear making mistakes because they present opportunities to grow and learn something new. Acknowledge that it's time to progress and don't waste your energy fighting this move. The seed of life behind the chameleon represents the unity of all aspects of life. This change will bring cumulative fulfillment. Be ready to embrace the unknown and enjoy the adventure ahead of you. This is such a vibe of a reading. All right, good luck. Ready? Luck is with you and with everything you touch. This is a very positive card that indicates growth and increased potential. The currents are in your favor, and if you act upon your wishes, you will benefit greatly. It is up to you to channel this good fortune. The circles on the card form the number 8. 8 is an auspicious number and a symbol of new beginnings. We did get that new beginnings card. Fate will take a strong hand and redirect your path in a very positive way. What you do after this shift is in your own hands. And then the rebirth, like this is a fucking intense energy that you guys are going through. If you're going through a rebirth, it's not pretty. It's really rough. It's really hard. So take a lot of good care of yourself during that. And also, like, you must learn to identify who is actually supportive and who's perhaps a hindrance to you as you're going through that, because yeah, it's really important. Something around the navigation piece is quite important. All right, so rebirth. This card could be very positive in a reading. The rebirth card symbolizes the end of one period and the beginning of another. This card could also represent the release of a bad habit, unhealthy attachment, struggle, or the end of a vicious cycle. The moth is born at the end of a period of painful growth, and it's now able to fly. Energy never dissipates, it only changes from one form to another. But if you resist leaving behind the old path, you may experience some distress. Try to see the positive energy coming at you and the opportunity you are being given. Leaving something behind and looking back could bring nostalgia and longing for the old days, but the future holds a different role for you. It's time to face it and start your bright new beginning. So that feels really lush for you guys. So for those of you that are in this like really intense, really restricted, frustrated energy, it does seem like there's going to be some kind of alleviation that's brought to you in the form of a female. It's coming from a woman. Like, comment if it comes from a man and you'll shock the shit out of me. The help is coming from a woman, from what I can see. And yeah, there is a lot of energy around this new beginning, like, that is coming in this pivot point. But like, yeah, let me know when you guys get there and I'll let you guys know when I get there. How about that? All right, my darlings, I am going to leave this one here for you. Try to pay attention to the things that are offered to you as way of, different avenue or different opportunity and things like that. Try to be flexible is probably, one of my strongest pieces of advice with this reading. And take a lot of good care of yourself, because it does feel like you're going through a really massive transformation. For some of you, this rebirth is very much like spiritually connected. You may be having some form of awakening or like leveling up if you're already woke. There's a lot happening here for you guys. So be loving and gentle with yourselves. If you need anything at all from me, all of my contact info is in the description box and whatnot. It's been a pleasure to read for you guys. Keep your eyes out for rainbows. We're looking at ladybugs and also seahorses. And froggies. Frogs are going to be like a symbol for you guys of that transformative piece. So yeah, I hope that hits for some of you guys. And I'm sending you all my love. We're going to do a 222 confirmation on this one just because it's my favorite angel number. And yeah, let me know how that fits for you guys. Love yous. Bye.